One of my favorite times of the week. It's time for Latin Roots here on the World Cafe, and we're getting a chance to talk about a different kind of Latin music today with Aaron Luis Levinson. He's a music producer, a DJ, and a man about all styles of Latin music. And my understanding today, Aaron, is that we're going to talk about some music that is very near and dear to your heart. It's one I don't know much about at all. It's Bomba y Plena.
Right, Bomba y Plena. It's the folkloric music of Puerto Rico, one of many, to be totally honest with you. But even though when people say Bomba y Plena, I don't want people to be misled by that, because it typically in Puerto Rico, people will say, oh, Bomba y Plena, which means bomba and plena. But bomba music and plena music are two distinct forms. So because of their folkloric roots, people tend to refer to them together, but they are musically distinct.
What are some of the distinctive things about bomba? Maybe we should hear an early one.
Sure. Well, bomba music is typically associated with a kind of highly syncopated sort of 6/8 rhythm. And there are two drums that are associated with it, and then a single maraca. Typically people play maracas in a pair, but it's a single one. And there is, in both bomba and plena, there are dance steps that are specifically associated with it.
So was it originally a dance music?
It's absolutely dance music. And it has a very, for me, certainly bomba music, it's immediately festive. Like, you basically hear it and you get out of your chair.
Tell you what, folks, if you're not in your car, get ready.
Yes.
What are we going to hear?
We are going to listen to a song appropriately called Baila Mi Bomba, which means Dance My Bomba. And it's by Willie Colon, who's a New Yorican, one of the architects of salsa music. And he did a collaboration with a guy named Mon Rivera. And Mon Rivera is, along with Cortijo, associated as one of the great architects of the golden age of bomba and plena music.
Cuando arranca el conguero tumbando regaña el quinto cutucle, cutucle, las maracas con sabor a santo que uno tiembla del pelo a los pies. Una bomba yo voy a cantarle pa' que gocen todo como es, con un tiempo de pura candela que lo baila también pásese. El solar todos gritan a coro, venga bomba de aquí hasta las 3, si en verdad la llevamos en la sangre, genuina de mi borinquen. Una bomba yo voy a cantarle pa' que gocen todo como es.
On Latin Roots on the World Cafe, Baila Mi Bomba by Willie Colon, a selection today from Aaron Luis Levinson, who is here. We're talking about Bomba y Plena music, and that was an example of bomba. What distinguishes plena?
Okay, plena's interesting. They play a form of hand drums that are called panderetas, which is very close to panderos. So you're already seeing, which is exactly, which is part of samba music. And it's funny, they even look similar. The Brazilian one looks a bit like an oversized tambourine. And in fact, that's what these panderos are. Panderos typically are 3 different sizes, and there are a group of guys that sort of play them and sing them and harmonize.
Wow, there's a lot of trios in this kind of...
A lot of trios, and and kind of forms that involve that. Again, you know, David, I think it kind of goes back to the sort of communal spirit of this music, that you could sit out on your back porch and hang out with your friends and play some panderetas and sing, you know, a plena together. There's something extremely accessible and warm and a very human scale to this music.
So instrumentally different from bomba. How about the form of the music?
Yeah, rhythmically not as syncopated. It's interesting. You know, people in Puerto Rico call plena music el periódico del pueblo, which means the newspaper of the neighborhood, or the town paper. So it's interesting that there is an element of topicality that's associated with plena music. So if something happened in national politics in the 50s, someone would write a plena about it. Or if there was a big, public bridge being built or anything like that. So there's a wonderful sort of community spirit and newspaper sensibility to what plena music is. Interestingly, plena music went into a long period, I don't want to say of decline, because I think that kind of mischaracterizes it, but it certainly was not a part of contemporary Puerto Rican culture. And then I would say in the past 15 years, since the mid-90s, there's been a real renaissance of younger people embracing plena music again, hybridizing it with other forms of music. And I picked a song by this guy, Miguel Zeñón, who, if you're a jazz listener, you probably know this guy. He's signed to Marsalis Music. He's a very brilliant guy, and he made this album where he delved into the folkloric roots of Puerto Rican music. So I picked him because he's a guy, an extremely sophisticated artist with a wide-ranging sensibility that went back to his Puerto Rican roots. And the song that I selected for us to hear is called Esta Plena, This Plena.
Esta plena me alegra el corazón, esta plena me brinda satisfacción, con el requinto y el seguidor, y esta melodía hago la combinación.
Esta plena me alegra el corazón, esta plena me brinda satisfacción, con el requinto y el seguidor, y esta melodía hago la combinación.
Miguel Zeñón with Esta Plena, a more modern piece of plena music with deep roots in Puerto Rico that we're hearing about today from Aaron Louise Levinson. I have a couple questions here. If that Miguel Zeñón track was taken back in the country, back in the where this came from, would it be appreciated? The modern version?
I think it would. Puerto Ricans need very little provocation to have a good time. And Miguel, he writes music that has an extremely infectious spirit to it. So I think not only would people in Puerto Rico, but I think if you played his music for anybody anywhere, that a party would not be far away.
And the other question would be about Bomba. Is there a modern resurgence of that as well?
Not to the degree that there is with plena music, which is a little bit of a bummer for me. I don't know exactly why that is, to be totally candid with you, but plena has really had, there are pleneros in, the Bronx today, exceptional plena groups, as well as in Puerto Rico itself. And these guys are taking plena music and modernizing it and fusing it with a lot of other things, just as people did in Brazil with samba music. So there's a very alive, vital, super resurgence of interest in this music in Puerto Rico. And man, these guys, they're such great players and such great writers.
Bomba y Plena, Aaron Louise Levinson, our guest today, and that's our style of music for today. Aaron, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure every time to come and see you over here. I really mean that. It really is.
Latin Roots today on the World Cafe.